Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Almost Comedy. Now, please give a warm welcome to your host, Tim Thompson.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob Chiaffi, with that weird intro. You all right? Your voice sounded a little odd. You good? Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm here live at the turkey factory where they make turkeys. Delicious turkeys. This is the most disgusting bird. I don't know why we eat them, but why not? Don't tell them that, though. No, you guys are beautiful, and you'll be safe. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Almost Comedy. And if you're new to Zoom, where the hell have you been? What the fuck? But seriously, if there's any sounds going on in the background, you know, you got the kids yelling or the census worker escaping the basement, please mute yourself. But yeah, keep it on. We want to hear your laughter and your clapping, but just don't interact with the comics. You can also comment in the chat if you'd like to. But laughter is definitely encouraged if it comes up. We hope it comes up. We appreciate it. I'm Tim. I'm an interesting person and not a person of interest. Stupid news. And it's been interesting for everyone. I think during this whole quarantine, I finally got around to doing things that I haven't. Like, finally found Jesus. That took a while. Yeah, he was right there. He was right there in the vegetable crisper. What was the last place you looked? But yeah, I've ate way too much. My doctor says, you got to change your diet. My doctor and my plumber. It was kind of weird. So I don't know why they're both in the same room. But we got to contemplate a lot of things while we were alone. We thought about Spider-Man a lot. Spider-Man doesn't have a lot of women villains. Is it because they just send their boyfriends to kill him? Oh, you don't want to go near him. The worst thing to ever hear is, I want to see other people, from your talking dog. You ever notice that? Shouldn't have taught him to talk. That was the worst thing to do. But yeah, it's been strange journey that we've done, but we've been still doing comedy here in the interwebs. You guys ready for laughter?
Yeah.
Excitement, thrills, chills, maybe romance. Who knows? Hopefully not. That's a different website. But ladies and gentlemen, we got our first comic coming up to the stage. Let's hear a big hand for this guy. He's a 10-year veteran in the comedy game, and he's based in Atlanta, Georgia. And he's combining music, shtick, and comedy to bring you laughter. Currently embarking on his winter 2021 tour with H.T. Rosen and Friends Comedy Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, David H.T. Rosen.
Yeah.
Shaking, what's shaking? Happy Thanksgiving. I usually don't go political, but can I go political tonight?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
I want some reaction. Anybody here with me?
Yeah.
All right, rocking. Here we go. This is my only political one. Here it goes. Said I like titties and weed. I love being a man, yeah. If you know me, HT, you'll understand. Come on, the back. Now, I like titties and weed.
I like to.
Here's to admit, you think I like them big, but I like them itty bit in the back. Now, I like titties and weed. I love being a man, yeah. If you're hanging with me, it's HT, you know, you understand. Here's the part where you sing. You gonna sing with me?
Sure.
All right, here goes. I like titties and
I
weed.
like titties and
I
weed.
I like titties and weed.
All right, here it goes. I like boobies and pot.
I like boobies and
Boobies and
pot.
pot.
I like knockers and reefer.
I like
I like
boobies
apples
and
and
pot.
reefer.
Whatever you got. That's it. We're good. How you people feeling?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So my grandfather was a very Jewish man. He came from Russia. He was like 103 when he died, but he was 98. He had a heart attack. We were in Phoenix. He wanted to go to the damn hospital riding shotgun. He was such a man. He wanted to fill out his own paperwork in the emergency room. He got to question 5 and it said, Morris, incontinent. That old Jewish man wrote down North America. I like weed. All right. But my wife's so Jewish, I caught her in the kitchen doing kugel exercises. in Florida back when we could actually tour and get out of the house and do this comedy thing in front of people. And I saw this sign up in the air and it said $219 divorce. I saw another one 5 miles down the road, $219 divorce. Just kept all the way back to Georgia. It was $219 divorce. I thought to myself, I love my new wife, but damn, that's a good deal. We're both Jewish. Come on, be cool. Oh my God. I got an almost ponytail. Anybody got one of those? I've been working with Dat Fan for the last couple nights. It's one of these, in a man bun in the mall. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, does anyone else have a bathroom announcer in the house?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? My wife likes to announce every time she goes to the potty. She's like, I got to pee. And I didn't notice. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? She should really have a real announcer. And I think it should go like this. Coming to the throne, standing 5'2", 108, maybe 109, soaking wet. The pride of Atlanta, number 1 in the number 2 business. All right, I'm not supposed to do that. Then I thought to myself, bathroom attendant, did they go to school for restroom science? Do you think this guy studied in college to sit in the toilet with trinkets and shit? Then I'm thinking, my mother-in-law, she helped all my kids in the potty training, and she would give them M&Ms and candy at the end. And I'm thinking to myself, I got that guy's demographic. He's selling candy bars in the toilet. That's that guy. One more and I'm out of here. I'm H.T. Rosen. I was playing 7 Minutes in Heaven when we were growing up, but as a Jew, I always thought it was very unbelievable through the entire time. Peace and love. Take care, y'all. I'm H.T. Rosen.
All right.
Political comic David H.T. Rosen talking about boobs and weed. Awesome things, you know. I can't smoke weed anymore. I would get stuck in my own head. It sucked. Got high and pissed off for an hour at the word vacuum. VACUUM. Why do we have 2 U's when we invented a letter called W? Okay, gotta worry about important things, like our next comic. All right, this person you've seen a Catch a Rising Star and hosts the Some Kind of Comedian podcast, straight out of New Jersey. Give it up for Terry Ann Zander.
Well, thank you, Tim. I know what you're thinking. I didn't know Albert Einstein had a sister. He did have a sister, but I actually look a lot more like his second wife, Elsa. She happened to be his cousin. He did develop the theory of relativity, after all. Speaking of relatives, I'm adopted. Anyone else adopted?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey. Well, I'm usually not the only one nobody wanted, so it's good to see that we could be related. You know, we both have hair. I tell people not to be, not to feel bad for me because I'm adopted. It's a real time saver at the doctor's office. You can't fill out the forms. You don't know your family history. So I always take the pen on a leash attached to the clipboard and say, why don't you take a crack at it? Because your guess is as good as mine. On the other hand, they send you for all kinds of tests long before the recommended age. So I had a mammogram. I was 5. I didn't have boobs. Then they sent me for an amniocentesis. I was just fat. And my personal favorite, they sent me for a colonoscopy. And I hate to admit it, but I kind of liked it. Yeah. If it hadn't been for the colonoscopy, though, I wouldn't have learned that I had irritable bowel syndrome. Doctors should really just call things what they are. Inconvenient blasts of shit. It happens at the most inopportune times. You see, we have a theme here tonight here at Almost Comedy. Started with Mr. Rosen. It happens at the most inopportune times. You know, sitting in traffic inside the Lincoln Tunnel. I don't know, trick-or-treating in a morph suit or, well, moments like now. Yeah. Thanksgiving's coming up. We're getting ready for the big holiday. And I'm starting a new diet tonight. It's really easy. I take 4 tablets, drink 20 ounces of magnesium citrate, and 4 gallons of water or clear liquid. It's called colonoscopy prep. And I got to tell you, I'm very happy we decided to install the commercial grade bidet. Should also say Happy National Sardines Day. Those little silvery fish packed with vitamins and nutrients. Fun fact, Sardine oil is actually used in the manufacture of varnish, paints, and linoleum. Who knew? So go out and celebrate sardines. Pick up a gallon of paint at your local Sherwin-Williams for that do-it-yourself project this holiday weekend. That's my time. I've got to go. Thanks, Jim. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
Terry Ann Zander, good shit, Terry Ann. That's great. I love how you brag about having hair, you bitch. All right. We can't be related because I'm bald. All right, our next comic. All right, our next act is a fresh and upcoming comic. She is from Laguna Beach and has performed in cities from LA to San Diego and all the beach cities sandwiched in between. She has performed at the Comedy Palace and competed in the Funniest Housewives of Orange County competition. Coming out of Laguna Beach, give it up for Janet Stewart.
Yeah.
Hey. Good to be here. Good to be here with all of you. So how many of us are married out there? Yeah, we got some married folks. Boy, I've been married a long ass time. I'm telling you. And I am so proud to say that even in sheltering, I haven't committed murder. Even though I want to. And that usually falls on Thursday through Sunday. You know, my mother, she actually introduced me to my husband, and he was divorced. I was thrilled because I have always wanted to marry a divorced man. I will tell you why. I figure he had to know what he was doing the fourth time around.
Fourth time.
But Roger, my husband Roger, he is the most compassionate man I've ever met. Well, not to me, but to everybody else. I'm pretty lucky, you guys. I'm still having sex. Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
When Roger's not at home. Yeah. We happen to be opposites. He's very neat and very tidy, and I happen to be the slob. I went into my bedroom the other day, and I found him color coding my lingerie. Makes me crazy. The man makes me crazy. But we do have a pretty exciting marriage. At least I think so. We have control issues, addiction, and mental illness. And that's what I bring to the table. Well, I happen to lie even when I don't need to. I think it's good for my marriage. In fact, I think it's necessary to stay married. I know some of you do Sudoku and word problems, but lying is exercise for my brain because I have to remember who I lied to, when I lied, and what lie I told. So goody for you if you got 16 across. I'm Janet Stewart. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Keep it going for Janet Stewart
Hey.
and her successful marriage. That's great. All right, our next comic. You've seen her at Governor's Brokerage and an episode of Impractical Jokers. Author and comedian Heather Lerman.
Heather.
Thanks, Tim. I got to get off Facebook. I'm broke. Everyone keeps asking for donations. So now I just respond, go fund yourself. Fund you. Fund off. And I'm recently divorced, Janet. I know, it's sad. I miss him. Changing all the batteries in the smoke detectors. They've been beaten since he left. And I'm going with divorcee. Everything sounds better ending in say. Divorcee, fiance, Tarjay. In the divorce settlement, I got the house and the dog. But he got all the memberships. No more gym for me. No more Costco for me. But no more BJ's for him. We didn't even use divorce lawyers. Why? Because he's so cheap. He took out his last divorce papers and used whiteout. My stepdaughter asked me to help with her homework. I said, sure, let me see. Your father bought a bucket of chicken and asked me to pay 1/2. Is he A, fucking kidding me? A cheap bastard? Or C, getting his half spit on? Now that I'm single, I have to protect myself. I walk my dog alone at night, so I'm always carrying a hot bag of dog shit. I refuse to join dating sites. I signed up my dog. We're on Catch.com, Humper, and Plenty of Bitches. I need a new leash on life. We went to meet our first dog and ended up in a Black Labs Matter protest. And you want to look good when you're single? I worked out like crazy, but then reality hit. I got lazy. I was first in Miss Health and Fitness. Now I'm Miss 12th and Stiffness. We're living in crazy times. My friends are so sick of the rioting, looting, and government control. They moved back home to Venezuela. At least the riots here on Long Island were peaceful. Turns out a bunch of Karens can't lift a brick. They still... And I really miss the little things like this half of my face. What about those people that take their masks off just to sneeze? Don't you hate them? When I sneeze, I just say, relax! It's Ebola. I work at Chipotle. That's my time, everyone. I'm Heather Lerman.
Heather Lerman, keep it going for her.
Yeah.
I personally like wearing the masks. I get to go back to all those places that said never show your face here again. Go back to Applebee's in Comac or Boston. Nice. All right, so our next comic was an intern for Conan O'Brien from 1999 to 2000. That's a century. And he's also written for Crack Magazine and for Tony Hendra and the National Lampoon. In addition to teaching improv and comedy writing at UCLA and Cambridge University. Give it up from South Hempstead's own DB Frick.
Wow, that was the greatest introduction ever. You really almost you on everything. You only missed a few things. I'm just going to list them right now.
Well, you spelled Riring wrong, and you said you worked at Cambridge, so I thought that was interesting.
I did teach a class at Cambridge, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. I am from South Hempstead, though. And South Hempstead is a strange little neighborhood. It's a hamlet that sort of is about 3,000 people. And one area is a little segregated, but it's mostly white and somewhat clanny. But there's one part that's sort of gang. And we live near the New York State Police gun range, which is just 2,000 feet away. Now, in addition to that, we have gangs. We have several gangs. We have MS-13, we have Bloods, we have Crips, and they're all around, and Roosevelt and Baldwin and sort of stuck all around there. We also had someone who lived here who had an affinity for guns and liked to shoot guns. So there were several occasions when my brother actually shot guns at this house and in the backyard. So between the cops and him and the gangs, we also had a kid that was here that was 2 years old. And you have absolutely no idea how hard it is to find a bulletproof vest for a 2-year-old. Not easy. Also, I found out recently that I'm related to a man named John Woodruff, who in the 1690s or 1670s founded Southampton. I want to know how the F over 400 years my family got from Southampton to South Hempstead. That's one of the most. It's grueling to deal with that. It's horrifying. Also, people, whenever they meet me, they tell me and they ask me, what does DB stand for? Well, it comes from a very strange place. My parents, before I was born, were at an Elton John concert, and they were arguing about what to name me. And they were like, we'll name him whatever the next song is that Elton John sings. So the next song was Rocket Man. So my father was like, we have to name our son Rocket Man. And my mother was like, no, let's wait for the next song. So the next song was Daniel. So my first name is Daniel. My second name, I was named after my uncle who was shot dead in a drug deal before I was born. His name was Barry. So it was Daniel Barry. And I had to take the DB. When I tried to join SAG, they said, there's already a Dan Frick. So I had to take DB Frick. So that's how DB Frick came about. But my name would have been Rocket Man Shotgun Frick had my any fans of sports? I don't know who tells us whether we have. I think I have 1 minute. Sports wise, I hate sports. It stems from being forced into everything as a kid: football, basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis. Kept the point in Little League. I was so bad at everything. My coach actually said, "Take one for the team." So I did. The weird thing about it was bowling. So I would get hit with like 6 or 7 balls several times. I would go home with bruises every day after bowling. But that was fine because when my father would come home from work drunk, he'd think he already beat me and go straight to bed. Thank you very much.
Yeah. DB Frick, everybody.
Woo!
Yeah.
Representing the South Hempstead Board of Travel. Thank you. All right. We got our next comic coming up. He's from Patchogue, New York, and he's a regular at Gateway Comedy. Put your hands together for Richie the Head Parisi.
All right. I am Italian, 100%. So I asked my parents, what kind of Italian am I? Am I Sicilian? I am Nabladan. My parents said, well, you're 90% Stunad and 10% Olive Garden. And I played the lottery a lot. I want to win big. I want to win the money. And my friends asked me, Rich, what's the first thing you do if you win lotto? What's the first thing you're going to buy? So the first thing I'm going to buy is a vasectomy. Because when this head is dumb, that head's going to be smart. People put up birth announcements at my job. And, I hate when they put the height. I don't mind the sex and the weight and all that. But when they put the height, and it says height, 20 inches. 20 inches? They're just born. They're already a third my height. And I joined Facebook years ago because I want to get in touch with my friends from high school, people who knew from high school, could either turn me down for dates or beat me up. And in high school, I was voted something. I was voted most likely to piss off a Jehovah's Witness. And I have no kids. I was told by friends, family, doctor, and clergy not to breed. And I tried this new fusion restaurant in my neighborhood. It's Italian, Asian fusion. It's called Fungals. And the signature dish is some wop slop. And they also opened up a brand new Christian-based burger place in my neighborhood. It's called Holy Cow. Their slogan is, have it Yahweh. So I ordered the Lamb of God burger, the St. Teresa tater tots, the Absolution vodka, and for dessert, I had the hot apple pies. But they have a kids meal too. It's a Holy Trinity meal. It comes with popcorn shrimp, onion cookies, and a plastic Jesus pencil sharpener. and also, there was a family meal. The Last Supper family meal. 13. And I got vanity plates on my car that say just ahead. Because when I'm driving, all you see is just ahead. And I'm not a big fan of rap music, but if I was like rap music, I'd be a rap star. And my rap name would be Two Papa Zit. And I've been watching TV, a lot of pill ads. There's pills for everything. Whatever you got, there's a pill for. But sometimes the side effects are worse than what you got. Some even say death. They actually say some side effects may be fatal. So I say, I tell you what, you keep the pill, I'll keep my diarrhea. And I was driving yesterday and I got pulled over by a police officer. He came to my window and goes, "Sir, do you know you were weaving?" I go, "Weaving, officer? I don't even knit." It's been a great audience. Back to our host.
Just the head Parisi. What his license plate says and his dating website. So, ladies and gentlemen, our next comic coming out of New. Rob, you say something?
I just said just the head.
Yes. Pipe down, you.
I got your little joke. All right.
You're lucky you're 300 pounds. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our next comic coming out of New York. Put your hands together for Mike Friedman.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. So whenever I go to the doctor, I seem to have two problems: high blood pressure and enlarged prostate. I told the doctor if he checked my prostate first, my pressure will be good. As I'm getting up there in age, other things aren't getting up there. So he gives me a prescription for this Viagra. I go back to him a week later. I'm like, "Doc, these pills, they just don't work." He's like, "You have a picture of your wife?" So I show him a picture of my wife, and he's, "I'm tripling your dose." So I'm married almost 24 years, and I got a little nickname for my wife. It's Tamara, because everything this woman's doing Tamara. I just wish at the altar she would have said Tamara. Yeah, 24 years of marriage, the only thing she's blown was the engine in her car. The terrific cook, I call her meatloaf mystery meat. Every bite has a different flavor. But for Labor Day, I got one of these Japanese Wahoo steaks, like $100, and she cooks it and she shows me it, and it's just a burnt piece of shoe leather. I go, "What the heck did you do here?" She goes, "I was in a rush." I was like, "This is a $100 steak." She goes, I go, "If you were in a rush, it would have been cooked correctly." She goes to me, "Mike, what would you like for your birthday?" So I go, "I'll have surf and turf." And she runs in the kitchen and makes me a tuna and a bologna sandwich. I'll tell you, man, these times, I almost wish that I got COVID. This way I wouldn't have to taste her cooking. I took her to a football game last year, and she goes, "Mike, how many quarters are in the game?" I went, "Geez, even my girlfriend knows the answer to that question." She goes, she loves to spend my money too. One time she spent $800 on a tattoo. I must admit it was very nice, very good quality. I just wish it wasn't on a boyfriend. She was finally going to get a job. She gets an interview for a seasonal position at Costco. Too bad she wanted holidays off. I'll leave you with this. Being married to the type of woman takes a certain type of blood. Be positive. Too bad I'm O negative. Thank you. That's my time. Back to you. Thank you, Tim.
Mike Freeman, everyone.
Yay.
That was the most enthusiastic yay. Yay. Mike Freeman. I was drawing a picture of Mike. This is Mike Freeman to me. Let's see his face. All right. Sorry. All right, next comic. He's coming out of New York City. Yeah, exactly. All right, next comic coming out of New York City. Put your hands together for Matthew Benjamin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Matt Benjamin. It's true, I do have two first names. It seems to be a pretty big surprise. People get excited about this. Oh my God, you have two first names. That's crazy. They find out my middle name is Scott. They blows their mind. Like, wow, you have 3 first names, man. Yeah, it'd be weird if my middle name was a last name. Anyways, I remember April when we thought that this was going to be a couple weeks. We're like, we'll all do puzzles. It'll be zany. Let's make breads together. Anyway, here we are. I think one of the issues with the whole pandemic here, besides the obvious ones, is that the name sucks. COVID-19. It's just like dying from a pandemic, not ideal to begin with. But you at least want to go out with like a cool death certificate. Day, like when people died to like the Black Death, and you had like somebody's like, oh, how they died, the Black Death. It was like, well, yeah, of course they did. It was the Black Death. Mad cow disease, like that's you don't want that. You turn into a cow or something. COVID, how are you going to explain that in the future? Yeah, my parents had COVID. They choke on a computer part. What happened? I don't know what that means. I'm not great at my finances. I got rid of all my credit cards. I like to just use my debit card now. Debit, I think, is pretty fun. Take it to like a grocery store or something. You swipe it. It asks you if you want cash back. It's like, yeah, I want cash back. Give me back my money. Recently bought myself some cage-free chickens. They're gone. I went on a date last week with a cougar. Got my face ripped off. Sometimes I wonder if Carl's Jr.'s made his pop real proud of him. Whole franchise. Erase it. A triathlon for Jesus is a biathlon. That man could run on water. I'm about to make it. In school, growing up, the mile was so important. Like, remember, like, why was like we all were just like getting times, like 6-minute mile. None of us made it, like in track. We all sucked. But at the moment, it's just like it's so weird. Like you look back at certain moments in life that like really matter, and then you get older, like we're all fat. We're all out of shape now. Like it doesn't. You wish you could go back and be like, I don't know why I stressed about the mile. Here, I wasn't even training. Of course, I'm slow. I wasn't prepared. Another thing I've noticed recently is if I pay for something with cash and it's like $2.99, I don't know why, but for me, like when they give me back the penny, the change, the penny, it feels insulting. Like it is mine technically, but it also feels like they're saying like, I know you need this. Take this penny back. And I'm like, okay. I mean, technically you're right, but also this is rude. This is too much about me. I don't know how much time I have or don't have, so just mute me, I guess, if I'm. Whenever somebody says that person be like rolling in their grave, isn't your first thought like, we gotta get them out of there?
I like that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like a door that swings both ways. Like it just like I like to know, like which way are we going? I don't like a revolving door. I don't know how you guys feel about a revolving door. There's just too many rules that we don't all abide by. Like for instance, the person in front has to be the person that's deciding how fast we're gonna go. Like if you're in there and somebody is behind you pushing, which they can do, and they're controlling the speed, and then you just miss your stop. You're like, I'm trying to get out. Like I don't want ACL and a revolving door. Anyone else have one of those out there? All right. I'm good. I'm just meant.
All right.
Matthew Benjamin. Keep it going for him.
Yeah.
All right. Our next comic coming out of Long Island is the best Joan Rivers impersonator
Oh
ever.
my God.
Yeah.
I'm just reading your bio.
I didn't. Did I say that? Shit.
How do you know I'm talking about you then?
Yes.
Huh?
I do the best
Yeah.
Joan Rivers. That's right.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Donna Moran.
Thank you. Fantastic. Actually, oh my God, you guys, this has been a great night so far. Really good stuff. I just have to tell you, this COVID, everybody, we all talk about it because that's what we're fucking living now, right? But last week we got a little reprieve. We had the celebration of our lovely Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip's 73rd wedding anniversary. Wow. And they're so strange. You see her, and she's walking with a purse everywhere she goes. I mean, this woman has Secret Service up the wazoo. She's got handmaids. What is she like? Oh no, that's all right. I'll hold my purse. Thank you so much. I'm like, what the hell has she got to carry in that bag? I know what she's got in there. She's got a pint of gin and a dildo. That's how she with an iron fist. Anyway, I almost didn't make it tonight. I finally learned a trick about getting my mom to take her medication. You know how with a dog, you have to roll it up in a piece of bologna or something, piece of meat, and give them a pill? Well, 5 o'clock comes. It's martini time. Guess what comes out of the olive? The pimento. And guess what goes in? The Paxil. Baby. It's going to be a good night, everybody. I was raised strict Irish Catholic by this woman. Yeah. So I married an Englishman to piss her off. And it worked. My wedding was actually a disaster. When I threw the bouquet, his entire family dove for cover. They were out roaming in the parking lot with mirrors, looking under all the cars in the valet. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, that's English Irish. I guess that's maybe too old. Anyway, my mom is a good Catholic. She abides by those rules of the church, but she rearranges them just a little bit to suit herself. You know what I'm talking about? Like thou shalt not steal, except sweet and low. Yeah. You know, the Catholics have a funny way of finding those loopholes. You know, there's a story of Jesus in the Bible. He goes into a temple. He throws up all the tables. He said, no money lending, no gambling. I'll have none of this. But he never said anything about bingo. See that little loophole? Can you picture Jesus? Can you picture Jesus back in those days in his white robes going, B9, anyone? Mary Magdalene in the back row going, Jesus Christ, bingo! She wins a pair of sandals and a year's supply of frankincense, whatever the hell that is. But anyway, that's my time. Wow. Thank you.
Great job.
Irish theologian, Donna Moran.
Yay!
Thank you.
That was fun.
Hey, do you hear banjos? It's probably our favorite Kentucky comedian coming up next. Put your hands together for Aaron Fott.
Yeah.
Hey guys. So I did grow up here in Kentucky. And you do get used to certain things when you grow up here, you know? Poor education, racist Christians, and no one can ever find the good meth pipe. And I can attest to that because my family, they ran the church in town and they put the meth in Methodist. The education in Kentucky is so poor. They didn't know how to spell or pronounce my name. I'd be sitting in class doing roll call and the teacher would be like, is Ern there? Do you mean Aaron? Like, the saddest part about that story is that my aunt taught that class. People all come from crazy backgrounds. I just never realized that mine would be so closely related to the Kentucky Blue people. Thank you. You understood that joke. That is basically a family that lives here in Hazard, Kentucky. Their skin is blue because of incest. Da da da. So the last time I went to a family reunion, my dad, he pulled me aside and he goes, "Aaron, I have to warn you. One of your cousins is dating one of your other cousins." And the only thing I could hear in my head were those banjos from Deliverance going, "Ba-da-ding, ding, 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 ding." They say you'll always remember your first love. They never tell you it's going to be your first cousin. Lovers are like Granny's recipes. You got to keep them in the family. The inbreeding in my family is so bad, the dating app we use is Ancestry.com. And like, no amount of Disney ever prepared me for this. It's not like there were any back alley cats going, "Everybody wants to be a hick." Tale is old as time. Brother, cousin to me. But, you know, if you think about it, there was one Disney movie that prepared us all for incest. Does anyone know what it was?
Yes.
What is it, Tim? What is it?
Lion King.
You are correct. Like, they're all in a pride. They're all related to each other. The intro should have gone, Zigwenya, Nala Simba's cousin. Onkably. They're gonna fuck. They're gonna fuck. All right, I am done. Thanks, guys.
Way to go!
Aaron fought, ruining our childhoods. You all come back now. Yeah. All right. After that disturbing thought, we got more coming at us from Peoria, Illinois. Let's hear it for Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
Hi, Lane.
Lane.
Sorry. Wi-Fi, it's raining here. Do you ever offer somebody a piece of gum and they get mad? They're like, "Oh, what? Do I need one?" Like, "Oh, so you get offended by people bringing you things? You get offended by a waiter bringing you steaks?" But to answer your question, yes, you need a piece. If your breath was a face, it'd be Nancy Pelosi's. Even if you're a fan of hers, you have to admit she looks just like gingivitis. Ever want to see true bravery? Look no further than State Farm. They got a new Jake while the other Jake was still alive. And then they had the audacity to put them in a commercial together. I'm sorry. How's that not awkward for Jake version 1.0? That has to be as awkward. That has to be as awkward as picking up a hooker, having a lousy time, and then sitting.
Uh-oh.
You muted yourself.
Can't hear you.
Unmute.
Go back to the hooker.
No, his network is bad.
You're muted.
We can't hear you, Lane.
I'm sorry, it's my internet, guys.
Go back to
It's-
the hooker.
You heard the lady. Go back to the
Yeah, we went
hooker.
about a hooker.
Hooker. All right. Where'd I leave off of? Jake? State Farm?
Hooker.
Jake.
Hooker.
Let me in, hooker.
That has to be as awkward as picking up a hooker, having a lousy time, and then sitting through the most awkward silent drive back to her trailer. Which reminds me, wow, KFC, really? You really ditched the best food slogan ever? You can't say it's finger licking good anymore. So what's the new slogan? Oh yeah, bring me a wet nap because now I can't lick my fingers and the grease on my hands is really starting to bother me good. Which reminds me, what was the inventor of bubble tea thinking? Tapioca ball juice. Because I really want some sweet and refreshing fruit juice, but I also want to experience what it would be like to drop a straw into an open beehive. Sweet and chunky. You ever skip a shower to get back at your girl?
Yes.
You're welcome. To punish her for her insulin. Think about it. You have a fight. You go to bed later that night. She rolls over in your direction, catches a whiff, and just starts gagging. Now, you get the satisfaction of watching her choke without having to touch her neck. That's all I got.
All right.
Dwayne Johnson, let him hear it. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great to see what Chuck Todd looked like young. All right. We got more coming at us. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a host of various comedy shows in San Francisco and Funny Fest. First Fridays on Zoom. Let him hear it. Danny Delce.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi, I'm Danny Decci, and oh, sorry, hold on. Honey, can you close the microwave oven? Just shut the door. Okay. Anyway, Lane was talking about Wi-Fi. So I have a pretty slow. I got this cheap Wi-Fi service. It was okay at first, but it slowed down after the hamster broke its hip. So. Speaking of inventions, fun fact, did you know that Joan of Arc's sister invented the fire extinguisher? Right. Cool. So, I voted. I hope everybody else voted. In my neighborhood, we got these these digital voting machines, and I was intimidated by them because, but the poll worker told me, don't worry, they work just like an ATM. And it's true, they do work like an ATM because I was charged $3 to vote and I did not get a receipt. So let's see. Oh yeah, Trump's latest lawsuits. Oh yeah, for the voting, the lawsuits. Latest one is he wants to. His latest argument is that with all these thousands of conjoined twins, they should be getting one vote, not two. Yep. So, the other day I dropped my phone in water, and they say you can fix it if you immerse it in a bag of rice, which I did, but I forgot all about it, and I ended up having a smartphone fried rice for dinner. Speaking of that, I was also at a party, just minding my own business, eating chips and dips, and my friend tells me, "Hey, why don't you try the lady fingers?" And I said, "Well, I don't know where they've been." So, let's see. Also, another thing about Trump. Oh yeah, today's the day Trump actually pardoned a turkey, the traditional pardoning a turkey. But a few hours later, the turkey got hit by lightning. Just ironic. That's all. Yeah. So let's see. With it's that time of the year where the big holidays come along, and remember when I was a kid, when I was about 10 years old on the Christmas Eve, and my parents were tucking me into bed, and they had a serious look on their face. And my father says to me, "Danny, my son, remember when you were 8 years old, we told you there's no such thing as an Easter bunny?" I go, yeah. He goes, "Well, my son, we know that tonight's Christmas Eve. But now that you're 10 years old, your mother and I think you're old enough now that you should know, that there is no God." So here's Hanukkah and sweet dreams. Cool. Let's see another thing. Okay, just a little thing before you do the song. I forgot, what was it? Oh yeah, they say throughout world history there have been so many book burnings that you would think that Amazon Books can come out with a better name than Kindle and Kindle Fire, don't you think? Okay, now I'll do a song, a Kentucky song maybe. Okay, for if you recognize this. That's it. Okay, thank you. I'm Danny Detcher. Like your host.
Danny Detcher, everyone.
Hey.
That was WAP, right? I think All right. Our next comic is a newcomer. She's performed at the People's Improv Theater and has taken classes at UCBNY. Let her hear it for Kelly Corbett.
Hi, everyone. So I haven't been able to sleep well lately, and my doctor gave me this ridiculous suggestion of reading a book before bed instead of looking at my phone. Like, sure, I could dive into that magical Wizard Boy series with the school and the houses that everyone has a cult-like passion for. But the thing about me is every time I read, like, anything, something, usually like a 5th grade vocabulary word, will catch my attention, and then I'll be like, oh, let me look this up real quick, and then I'll move on to look something else up, and then 2 hours later, I'll find myself on Sephora.com, and I'll be like, wow, this is the perfect foundation for Harry to use to cover that ghastly forehead blemish. Anyways, I didn't want to tell my doctor that I wasn't paying attention to him, even though he should know that I have the attention span of a potato chip because he gives me Adderall, but I kept nodding his head as he went on with his book talk. He then pivoted to talk about the bulbs I should use in the bedside table while I read, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have a bedside table. I don't live in a Super 8. But I'm just entertaining his ideas like, okay, yeah, I'll pick up those bulbs when I go to the Home Depot later and get my gardening tools because I'm just a well-rounded person with hobbies and I just enjoy doing things. Yeah, no. I don't have gardening tools, not a gardener. I do visit gardens from time to time, but usually the ones that don't have any plants and exclusively just serve beer. I'm polite, I write down what he's saying. I stick the note in my coat pocket. It will be something I can reflect on the next time I'm taking a dump in the woods and I need something to wipe my ass with. Like, oh, you wanted me to get up? I can't see what I wrote. My shit's covering it. Anyways, people like to tell me I'm spoiled because I'm an only child. And they're kind of right. I mean, I was pretty spoiled, but like a carton of milk that was expired and forgotten about in the fridge. My parents would do anything to save a quick buck. Like, my dad would always say, put your hair in a ponytail as we'd walk into a restaurant because at 18, he still wanted me to look 12 so I could get the kids' meal. Like, excuse me, Dad, I drove you here to Denny's. I have vivid memories of my mom asking me if I wanted anything from the supermarket and then not getting it for me because it wasn't on sale. And like to this day, I still don't know what Scooby snacks taste like. I think my favorite memory growing up was when I was really dehydrated and I thought I was going to pass out. And they told me to go to the public bathroom and get some water from the faucet because Dasani was $2.99 a bottle. You can't put a price on these memories, mostly because my parents don't want to pay for it. Thank you.
Kelly Corbett.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, nice job.
Who also takes dumps in the woods. That's a great place to do it. And if you see me taking a dump in the woods and I'm wearing a suit, please stop screaming Slender Man at me. It's embarrassing. All right. Our next comic, you've seen her on SNL, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and The Sopranos. Let her hear it. Ellen Orchid.
Ellen!
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Princess.
Unmute.
It can happen to anybody.
Hello. I am your queen. Have you seen this new show on Netflix, The Crown? It's the story of my life. Watch it to see what I've done. Such a fuss about all the new episodes. With my memory, they're all new to me. By the way, who is that tall, bony blonde with the sad face? Oh, Philip, of course, my husband. Did you know I've been on the throne longer than any other monarch, which has brought me a lot of respect. Also hemorrhoids. No wonder they pack my tea with Metamucil. I simply cannot stand my son Charles and his wife, the douche and douchette of Windsor. Charles is so ignorant. He calls me mummy. I call him dummy. The other day I told him I was having my hip replaced. He said, "Oh, with what?" He's so stupid. He thinks Cantor Fitzgerald is a cantor in an Irish synagogue. I won't let him be king. My subjects demand a smart leader. Unlike some of you Americans. My husband Philip is 90 years old, 99 years old. Our love life 10 years ago. We used to have separate beds. Now we have separate palaces. We haven't made love since Churchill was prime minister. You might say I haven't been blitzed since the Blitz. I can't wait to retire. I can't wait. There's so many things I want to do. Bungee jumping, skydiving, and the most risky one, eating a McDonald's Happy Meal. I want to date younger men, which is pretty much all there is. I'm so very tired of hearing people sing God Save the Queen, or as I call it, God Save Me. Be seated. Thank you. Thank you.
Queen of Manhattan, Ellen Orchid.
Yeah.
And check her out on Netflix, The Crown. There you go. It's the best way to learn about hemophilia. All right. Our next comic is featured on Amazon Prime in Turnpike Comedy Festival and will be performing at Flappers on the 28th. Let him hear it. Straight out of New Jersey, Goldberg.
Hey, everyone. How are you? What a show. I'm so amazing. I want to apologize for my appearance. It's No Shave November. You know, I hate to shave, and I'm the type of guy who would give up something I hate for a good cause. All right, so comedy's coming back here in New Jersey. It's coming back. I'm doing a Bringer show on next week. I have to bring 2 guests and 12 drink minimum, but it's coming back. I tell you, COVID's taken everything. It really has taken everything from me. But I wouldn't let it take Halloween. I gave out trick-or-treats. Kids came. I gave them vitamin D and zinc. So that was good. And we can't have Thanksgiving. We can't even have Friendsgiving tomorrow. But there is a new holiday if you want to celebrate. It's called Enemiesgiving. You invite your enemies, you get together, you have a good time. I don't know, I don't even know what type of masks to wear. All these masks, they're all like different. I don't even know what works. But I spoke to my doctor. He said, get yourself a Jets mask, because if you're wearing a Jets mask, you're not catching a damn thing. I don't know. Everyone's so mean lately. Everyone, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, blue lives matter. You know what I say? My lives matter, and everyone else can go to hell. I tell you, I'm always looking for some nice people out there. I want to tell you a beautiful story about someone who was so nice to me yesterday. I was walking into a supermarket. I parked my car, went all the way to the front door. I'm sure this has happened to you. And I forgot my mask. I said, crap, I forgot my mask. This guy said, hey, what's the matter, man? I said, man, I forgot my mask. I got to go all the way down back to my car. You know what this guy did? He took off the mask from his face and he gave it to me. See that guy? That's what you need to be. Look, it's the election. It's time to unite. It really is time to unite. So if you're a supporter of his, if possible, and if you know him, please call Kanye and tell him to concede already. It's ridiculous. But how about this election? How crazy it was. Everyone was telling me to vote. The New York Mets sent me an email. Vote, vote, vote. So I did. I voted to get rid of the DH. I tell you, You know, it's crazy because everyone said it was the most important decision of our lives, but yet whoever we voted for that person because we didn't want the other person to get in. Imagine if we made all our important decisions that way. Hey, Mr. Goldberg, what brings you to the Honda dealer? Well, it's not a damn Yugo. Hey, Mr. Goldberg, what Pennsylvania real estate office? Well, it's not damn New Jersey. Mr. Goldberg, do you take this woman to bring your lawful wedded wife to have, to hold, to this day forward? Well, she's not my mother, so I guess I'll have to. Actually, Biden offered an olive branch to Trump today. He gave Trump a cabinet position. Trump will not be heading the Space Force. He leaves on Tuesday. But let me tell you, these are tough times, and I just want to remember and leave you with my last word of my mother on her deathbed, and she was on a ventilator, and she was struggling to breathe. I said, Ma, don't. I know, I love you. Walk to the light. I'll take care of the kids. I'll take care of that. She goes, and she strides, and she goes like this. She wants to write, and I said, oh my God, my mother's gonna write me a message I'm gonna remember for forever. I figured, like, I'm gonna frame this, and she struggled with her last breath, and she wrote, "Where is my teeth?" So as long as you have your teeth, you're doing okay. Stay healthy, everyone. Great show.
Goldberg. Come on, keep it going for Goldberg.
Hey.
Fear in the comedy with hilarity. And give it up for everyone you saw tonight. This is a great show.
Yeah.
Now, make sure you check out almostcomedy.com for the best of clips and also the Almost Comedy channel on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Rob, do you have any announcements you want to say? Rob.
Bubby booby.
Oh, no, he went to a sugar coma. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And make sure you follow us.
I'm here.
Oh, Rob, you're alive. Oh, shit. Good.
I don't have anything to add, Tim. Thanks, Tom. Tim, thanks.
Rob had to add a little senility to the whole show, but thank you for that. But thank you, everyone, for watching. And make sure you check out almostcomedy.com for future shows. And again, for the best of clips, where we'll have it up soon. Thank you very much, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Turkey Day.
Turkey.
Good to see everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.